Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I know you're not feeling good, especially after this result. 2 games in a row. One ended up in a draw, and the other one ended up in a loss. I almost said a win. What? I mean, 115 million for this. This is what we get. I guess. Yes. We had not only one but two players having their debut for this game, and I was hoping to see something better. I was hoping to see a little bit more of, I was hoping to see more of the gameplay that we've been seeing during preseason and even the last game. But you know what? This was not it. Some few positives, very little positives to take out of this game, but the Hammers absolutely hammered us. I mean, this game was just insane. How did we not win with West Ham having 10 men down? How? You know what? I understand. We are starting up, we are building up our team. There's a lot of agenda going on in Chelsea, but you know what? We cannot keep up with the excuses. The excuses will run out now. Two games out of 2, we have a win. We have 2 games out of 2, we have a loss and we have a draw. I don't know. we better win against Luton Town, because if we cannot beat Luton Town, I don't know where we stand at this point. I mean, in terms, we had an opportunity to take a penalty and we missed a penalty that would have put us at a definitely better position in this game and given us more confidence to continue this game. This game was just, it got on my nerves, to be honest. And I do not want a repeat of last season, because last season we as Chelsea fans, mentally, we just had enough. It was just too much, and if we're almost not relegated, because relegation was just lurking towards the corner. So this game, I mean, a few players who really did well, but of course these are the more experienced players. These are the players that we have had for a while. So is it because they don't have time? I mean the way it looked while they were training throughout the week, it looked as though, they looked happy, and people are giving all sorts of comments in terms of, I've never seen a happier squad, and a happy squad will play better. But you know what I learned in this game? Just having possession does not mean you will always be winning the game. So in terms of this game, we had a devastating loss with chances that which would have been made into incredible goals, but unlucky for us, we were not able to convert these goals. So I'll be giving you my review for this game tonight, and honestly, I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I mean, the way our striker was just being thrown around, it was embarrassing to say the least. But Jackson, I feel like this game was not one of his best games, and if we have to invest in another striker, let us do it. The transfer window is still open, so let us see what happened in this game. So let us start with no, before I jump into the game, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Let's jump right into it. Now, this game, as I said, was a bit disappointing to say the least. 115 million, including add-ons we spent on Caicedo. Liverpool fans are definitely having a laugh right now, but you know what? Don't talk too soon. And yes, his price was overhyped from 60 million to 115 million because of Liverpool, but hey, it's okay. We'll have our time. So let us start with the starting 11 now. Pochettino decided to go with 3-4-2-1 formation. Now, I thought James would be in this game because West Ham is a very strong team, but I think it's safe to say that in the previous game when he got out, it's safe to say that they are taking precaution and do not want to rush him back in. But in this game, you'd feel the difference. When Reece James is in, you feel the difference. And this squad was 3/4 full of players that we have recently signed. So I was a bit nervous about the starting 11, and I honestly don't know what to expect. Now, a few players were really outstanding, and yes, they might not have played well, but in terms of the goal, yes, Chukwuemeka, unfortunately was the only one, or fortunately was the only one in this was his first goal for Chelsea, and he was obviously very happy about it. Let's just dissect like what went on in this game. Where did we go wrong? Now, in terms of starting 11, 3-4-2-1 was our formation. Now, as I mentioned, we had 3/4 of new signings. So we had Sanchez in goal. In terms of the back three, we had Disasi, we had Thiago Silva, and we had Levi Colwill. Then in terms of the midfield, we had Ben Chilwell. Then at the pivot, we had Conor Gallagher and Enzo Fernandez. Then at the right wing back, we had Gusto. Now Gusto was stepping in place of James, and this game was just not for Gusto. The only one time I saw him make a good tackle was towards the ending of the game, and this was once throughout the whole game. He was literally being overpowered by the other players from West Ham. And of course, in terms of our front three, we had Chukwuemeka, then we had Sterling, up front we had Jackson. Now, in terms of the first half, I missed the first 10 minutes of the game, I won't lie, but on the 11th minute, West Ham were already on top, and yes, they had home advantage. And you know, I always say that home advantage adds on in terms of pressure of the players, because once you're at home, you have the pressure that you don't want to disappoint your fans. But clearly, this does not even work with our team, because in terms of West Ham, in terms of the Hammers, they just destroyed us. In terms of the first half, now Aguerd, the 11th minute, he was able to score a goal, and Chelsea, I'd say, woke up. Now they woke up. The person I'd say was working extra hard in this game was Sterling. Sterling was just, this was the Sterling that I wanted from Manchester City, and this is the Sterling that I wanted to see last season. But I guess the demoralization of the squad, the way the squad was not integrated, or the squad was having so many problems last season, I don't know what his reason was, because I know Sterling can play when he decides to play. So, and that is what I saw in this game. Other than that, I felt like in terms of Jackson was just, first of all, he was missing shots that I felt like should have been goals, should have been converted into goals. I feel like maybe he needs to work on his headshots, especially when we're having corner kicks. He's always having a headshot that goes over the goal. And yes, he's a bit skinny. Perhaps he needs to add a bit of body like Antonio, because the second goal from West Ham, from Antonio, from almost outside the box, was incredible. I will not lie, I will not deny, and that goal just set me off, because we are 2-1 down and we need to step up. But you know what? We're just passing back and forth. We are maintaining possession. Guess what, Chelsea? Possession does not mean you win the game. Guess what? If you have possession, it does not necessarily mean that, you know what, these guys are not going to come with a counter-attack and just make sure they just gave us a... Chelsea will not frustrate me this season. I mean, last season was mentally draining, to say the least. To put it just at the tip of the iceberg, it was just mentally draining. So in terms of the first half, now, as I mentioned, Chukwuemeka, this was his first goal for Chelsea. At the 28th minute, he gave us a goal, and we were level. I was thinking, you know what, we stand a chance. We actually have a chance in this game. Yes, we have new signings. Probably they have not integrated well in the team, or they are still yet to build up the chemistry. West Ham have older players that have been there for a while. They still have Moyes as their coach, so they have a bit more of experience, a bit more of chemistry, a bit more of knowledge about each other. You would see how they were passing the ball. They know where the other player is going to be, and this is not what I was seeing with Chelsea. A lot of balls were being lost, and I think we need to work on this. We need to have more of more chemistry, so that if we lose the ball, we are able to win back the ball. If we are passing the ball, we are not losing the ball. We're not losing the ball for some weird reason, because we shouldn't be losing. We're Chelsea, for crying out loud. We at this point, okay, we cannot be Tottenham, because Tottenham is but we are heading towards this route. How much have we spent? Almost a billion, and this is what we're playing. We are going to be the laughing stock of this whole weekend. My whole week has been ruined. Oh my god, but I had a bit of hopes, you know, coming in the second half. As I mentioned, some players still were playing well. I mean, Disasi even picked up a yellow card. Thiago Silva, at his peak, aging like fine wine. You know, he's always getting better as he's getting older. Levi Colwill, I missed him a bit on the pitch. In terms of Ben Chilwell was playing okay, but there was some instances. There that there was a point he missed the goal by, and can you? It's so, anyway, it was missed, but I felt like Ben Chilwell in this game was not at his best. Perhaps it's because that, you know, on the other right wing, on the right wing back side, we do not have Rhys James, and this affected him, which shouldn't, but it definitely did. And this is why he was substituted. He was substituted in the 61st minute. This is in the second half anyway. But in terms of the first half, we had equal opportunities, both West Ham and Chelsea. So in terms of this game, coming to the second half, I had hopes, but my hopes were to be shattered. Not once, not twice, but in the whole game as a general, 3 times, 3 goals. Now coming to the second half, this is where we made all the major substitutions, but you know what? As the second half was just starting, West Ham saw that, you know what, Chelsea are pressing, but they're not pressing hard enough. If we get a counter attack, you know what, we are going to score, and this is exactly what Antonio did. Now this, I didn't see who assisted, but Antonio's goal in the second half at the 53rd minute was just mwah. It was mwah. And if we can have strikers who score like this, I would be so happy. But you know what, kudos to Antonio. Yes, they take their goal. Now they're 2-1 up, they're leading, and we as Chelsea, we're trying our best, but our best is not enough. We need to make substitutions, and we need to make them fast, and this is what I was hoping Poch would learn, but it seems like he's not catching up. You know, the substitutions at times can make a difference if they are made correctly. So in terms of the 61st minute, we had Ben Chilwell coming out, and we had Caicedo coming in. Now, as I mentioned, there were 2 players making their debuts on this game. That was Gusto and Caicedo, but Caicedo came in as a substitution. Now Caicedo came in with a different energy. I mean, I don't know whether it's because of the hype, I don't know whether it's because of the amount that we paid for him, but he was different, and especially when he was marking keeper Quetta, he just turned into a completely different person. Now, of course, Ben Chilwell was surprised that he was substituted, but we needed fresh players to make the game more lively, to make the game more, to increase our chances of winning. I mean, we're already losing 2-1, we're already on the losing end of 2-1, so we needed to up our game, and we needed to make sure that we win this game no matter what, or at least collect a draw at this point, because you know what, a draw means we all share points, everybody goes home not happy but equal, and this is not the case. So Caicedo comes in, and you know what, he was just making it's not even funny, I don't know why I'm laughing, but it was funny because I was expecting better from Caicedo. Perhaps it's from the hype, but this game did not live up to his it did not live up to the expectation of 115 million plus, no, including add-ons. 115 million including add-ons. We're losing in the 67th minute. We have a holy grail, and this was another positive from Sterling, and Sterling was able to win us a penalty at the 67th minute, and this is where I thought, you know what, we have a chance, we are going to finally be able to equalize this game, and you know what, everyone goes home equal at least. So guess what, I don't know whether it's because Jorginho was the player that was playing for us, was taking all the penalty for us, and he was the midfielder, he was the central midfielder for us. I don't know whether this is the baton they have to pass on, but this was not the case for Enzo Fernandez. His crosses over when he's making assists, mwah. When he decides to win balls, sometimes dual ones, mwah. When he decides to play well, he decides to play well. When he was taking penalties for Argentina, mwah. But when he comes to taking a penalty for Chelsea, you know what? I don't know. Did he succumb under pressure? Was it too much? Was it too much too soon for him? Was it a lot for him to take in? Was it? There is no excuse. There is no excuse. We had our holy grail at the 67th minute, a chance for us to equalize, and we fumbled it. We fumbled it, and guess what? This gave the Hammers more confidence, and you'd see it. Now we start making substitutions. This is the time that 67th minute, this was when we would have done the substitutions ASAP, but you know what? We wasted time. 75th minute, this is when we're making our next substitution. We had Madueke coming in for Gallagher, and Gallagher in this game was almost, I almost didn't see him. He was almost not visible, but he had his fair play of game. I will not say it was his best game. So Madueke comes in for Gallagher, and those were the substitutions that were made throughout the game. So now, in terms of the, as I mentioned, as we missed this penalty, the Hammers just got a new sense of confidence that just led them to just bringing in defender after defender after defender after defender, and they were like, you know what, we're leading, you guys are not passing this wall. And that is exactly what was happening. We went back to our old gameplay, and we're just passing the ball back and forth, no chance of pressing. No, we were not moving forward with the ball. We were not trying to create chances. Out of all the chances that we created, I think it was 2 chances in the second half, or I think 1 in the second half. I'm not sure. I'll get back to you guys on that. But in terms of the second half, we fumbled it. We fumbled our bag, we fumbled our players, and we fumbled our goals. So just a fumble. This was not it. Now, you know, I'm thinking the game is over. 90 minutes. We have not been able to do anything despite West Ham having 10 men. We have not been able to capitalize on it, and we are still on the losing end of the spectrum. Now, I was hoping at least with the added minutes, we had 7 minutes of extra time, that we would have done something. But you know what? I think the team was just tired. I think the fact that we were 2 goals down, just the fact that we were 1 goal down, just even put our confidence even lower, because I don't even understand this. It's incomprehensible. My English is running away from me because I am agitated. Anyway, guys, 94 minutes plus. In the 94th minute, Paqueta and Caicedo had a bit of back and forth, and guess what? Caicedo gives Paqueta a penalty, and this was just the nail on the head for us. And you know what, we just lost the game. We lost it, and there was no way for turning this around. So in terms of this game, Paqueta, of course, he looked exhausted before he even took that penalty. I mean, he's not even able to stand up before taking the penalty. But you know what, it's about the passion, it's about how bad do you want it. And you know what, in terms of West Ham, despite them being 10 men down, they were still able to find it within themselves to make a way and win this game. And this is what I'd like to see for my team. We gave them fine. They have more experienced players. I mean, we saw some of our players. It was nice to see Emerson, it was nice to see Zuma, but hey, it was not nice to see them in this type of scenes, because you know what, we lost an away game and we had a draw at home. So I mean, we as Chelsea need to do better. I honestly cannot take another season of this mental drain. It will not take a season. I am not dumb. I know it will not happen overnight. I am not dumb. I know we need time to build the players up. We need time to check on more positives. We need time to see what can the players bring to the table. But in terms of this game, Gusto in this game was a bit of a downgrade, actually a major downgrade from Reece James. But hey, we're building on our young players, and hopefully we see better from them. This game was honestly very disappointing, and relegation is lurking. Yes, it's still 2 games in the season, but not even a win. After almost $1 billion spent in 2 transfer windows, and this is what we're playing. Come on, Chelsea, we can do better. And that was it for me. I mean, this game was honestly just ups and downs, and that is how Chelsea is. So what was your highlight of the game? Great goal from Chukwuemeka. Congratulations to him for finally scoring a goal for Chelsea. And Sterling was incredible in this game. Thiago Silva as always. Sanchez, he had a very good save at one point, but hey, that's what we're paying you for. Anyway guys, this game has a lot that we can learn from, and if not for anything, we have a long way to go as Chelsea, but we we have history, and we need to live up to our expectations. We need to win more games, and we need to make sure that, you know what, we're not creating too much gap between us and the other teams. This is where we lose. This is where we lose the title races. We lose the Champions League race. This is where we lose any type of games that we're going to play, the races. This is where we give ourselves the distance between the winning teams and the teams that will be relegated. So this is where we need to pick up. Yes, it's just the beginning of the season, but this speaks a lot. So I wonder what Poch will. There was a lot in this game, but congratulations against Chukwuemeka. I mean, my player of the match will have to be Sterling. Yes, Chukwuemeka scored, but Sterling was my player of the match. And that was it. That was my review, guys. What were your thoughts on this game? I am absolutely gutted that we lost, but we have a long way to go. So let us set sight on the future, and let us not lose guard on let us not lose sight of what is at the front of us, and let us not lose sight of what we need to do better. Let us learn from our mistakes. Hopefully we come back bigger and better. If we lose against Luton, that would be a dagger to the heart. Anyway guys, that was my review. If you like the channel, please like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Another loss to Chelsea, but we move. So up the Blues.